Okay, first of all, I want to say that this will not be like a rant or a yelling video. When this situation first happened, I was very angry and I was very upset, and I don't get angry very often or very easily, but I was angry. It's been a few years since I've been angry, but I was angry. Luckily, I did this deadlift AMRAP today and I am feeling better, and so this video will be very, very polite. It might not be favorable to certain parties, but it will be polite. And yesterday when this situation happened, a mutual acquaintance has been talking with him, and today Greg himself has actually reached out to me saying that his CEO will try to work things out, and hopefully we can get the video back up. I'm happy to blur certain parts if that's what it takes, but I just want the strike off my channel because it is not a legitimate copyright strike by any means. So first I want to talk about fair use. So as a species, we need a system in place where you just can't directly steal content from someone else. So if someone else has an ebook or a video or some kind of intellectual property, you can't just directly take it in entirety and post it as your own. That is straight up theft. On the other hand, the laws cannot be so strict that they don't allow for transformation or inspiration or some kind of creativity or being able to criticize someone else's work. So if you are criticizing someone else's work, if it's a parody, if it's a meme, if it's news, if it's reporting, if it's research or scholarship or teaching, generally it is fair use. Also, you need to take into account, will this impact the other person's financial livelihood? So if you are doing a reaction video, let's say you just take someone else's video and you react to it, you just, you play it and you're like, oh, I pause it and then I smile and I talk and I say what my opinion is. If that disincentivizes people from going to the original video, they finish watching your video and they would never ever go watch the original because they've seen every single part of it. That is a very, very sketchy thing to do, in my opinion. It's very common. It's a very easy way of content production because you can put out a lot of content very quickly, but it is very sketchy in terms of fair use. So a lot of your content might not actually fall under fair use. And while I would never ever report someone else's content because it affects their livelihood, and having a strike on your channel is one of the worst feelings ever because it is a direct threat to your existence, to your job, to your life, a lot of your content is probably not fair use. The content that I had in my original video was absolutely fair use. It was being used for criticism. It was being used for teaching. It was not as a whole, and it absolutely would not impact your financial livelihood. It was a custom plan. A custom plan that someone sent to me. So an ex-client of yours sent it to me. That does not impact your financial livelihood because there's no way they're going to go back to you as a coach. It's also a custom plan. So it's not like I posted something from your book, a screenshot of a recipe or something that disincentivizes someone to buy your product because it's a custom plan. It's not something that is fixed. If I write someone a custom plan, it is no longer my intellectual property. I consider it to be their intellectual property. So why are you so worried about this custom plan appearing online in a video that is getting many thousands of views? Someone else posted this on Reddit, and I think this explains it. What if these custom plans are not as custom as people think? Now, I have no proof of this, obviously, but explains why you would take the video down. If there's a client who got a custom plan and paid $1,000 goddamn dollars for a custom plan, and they see online a very, very similar plan for someone else, it makes them realize maybe, just maybe, again, I don't know for sure, maybe their plan was not as customized as they thought. And this leaves a bad feeling in their stomach. It makes them think that, oh, maybe you're just giving a very, very similar, if not the same plan to every single person. Now, I'm not saying that's the case because I don't know, but it explains why they would be afraid of having that information out on the web. If it was truly a custom plan, why would they give a shit? If I have a customer, a client, and they're like, can I send my custom plan to my friend? I'm like, yeah, it won't really work because it's customized to you, but it's your plan. Do whatever the fuck you want with it. Next, one of the assertions was that I lied about not getting the book. Nope, that's 100% true. And actually try this on for size. I bought the book for $199 and they never send me a download link in email, nothing. Just the payment, the money sucked away. With nothing. I had already had a free book that a client or a fan had sent to me. So I reviewed the book that I already had. In the review, I never mentioned that they never sent me the book. This is like buying something, them never sending you the product, and not mentioning that in the review. That was how easy I went on you in my first video. And yet you still twisted my words in your response. By the way, you can check that up there. It's actually kind of a nice time. Every few months when I'm having like kind of a shitty day, I go to that video and I'm like, yeah, my subscribers have my back. They messed you up in your own comments, bro. And 3 days later, they sent me an email saying, we need a copy of your passport so we can send you the book. I declined that offer because the video was already made. Why would I try to get an ebook that I had already reviewed and I already had a copy of? The only reason I bought it, and I said this in the original video, was to support you, and it was the right thing to do. So the fact that you say I'm lying about never receiving the book is complete and utter bullshit. Next, you said that I lied about how many of your newsletter subscribers got the email. How would I know that? If you get a newsletter, you assume it's going to a lot of people, because why the fuck would you send a newsletter to one person? If you sign up to Russell Crowe's newsletter, and
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
he sends you newsletters, you assume it's going to a shitload of people, because it's Russell motherfucking Crowe. Same thing with you. You have 100,000 email subscribers, so it's a pretty safe bet that a lot of people got that email. How could I have known that it wouldn't be every single person? How do I have your analytics? So for you to call me a liar about that when it's a pretty decent assumption is absolutely ridiculous. Next, you said that I called your diet a scam diet. I said it's suboptimal for non-enhanced lifters and that a lot of people are running into issues when they dump their fats down to like 40, 30, 20 grams per day. Again, if you are natural, things are different. You should know this because you were natural for a long time. But it's different now, and how you eat is not how everyone should eat. The circle diet might be good for you, but every circle is a different size, and maybe naturals need a little bit more fat in their diet. And you have talked about this a little bit in the past, but a lot of your recipes dump fat down really low, and a lot of your footage is just eating foods that are very, very low in fat. High protein, low fat might be anabolic if you're on gear, but if you're natural, you need fat in your diet, and you're going to be better off having at least 20% of your calories from fat. I absolutely guarantee that. So here's what's actually happening, and I have no proof of this, but I'm pretty sure it's what's actually happening. And in some ways, it's genius. In other ways, it's absolutely horrifying. So what he's doing, or what he's getting a staff member to do, is search his name on YouTube and set it to the past hour. And they're doing this all the time. It might be the past day, but they're searching, not going to say his name because who knows what you'll frickin' copyright strike. They're searching G-Shred, you know who. You can check the comments below if you're not sure who I'm referring to. They're searching G-Shred at, and they're seeing what videos come up. They're seeing, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it something they can use for marketing? Is it a review of the cookbook that is positive? This is a symbiotic relationship because the small YouTuber gets put on and they might get a boost in subs. This is why a lot of small YouTubers and even moderate or big YouTubers suck up to. They are riding that hard. Alternatively, if it's a bad review, if it's overwhelmingly negative, they will do something different. They will either do a nasty comment with the, voice to text or just like screaming, ranting. And this is fine because it still drives traffic to G-Shred's page. Or they will do a response video if the channel is big enough or if there are enough juicy bits, etc. This is what he did in my review. So when I reviewed his book, there were enough holes that he thought he could maybe twist the plot to make me seem like the bad guy and him like the good guy and perhaps push more product. Unfortunately for him, it didn't work very well. And again, he got ratioed many times in his own comments because people are starting to smell the bullshit. In my last video, it was a complete fucking headshot.
Hi, 911? Yeah, I'd like to report a homicide.
There was nothing to say. There was no way to use any of that footage because any sane, rational, non-cultish fanboy could watch that video and be like, oh shit. This guy's like been really dicking me over. Wow, my eyes are open. And a bunch of people said that in the comments, like, oh my God, I finally see what this guy actually is. And so there's nothing he can do. He can't respond, he can't comment, he can't use it for marketing. So what does he do? What does his team do? They fucking delete it. The only thing they can do. And the messed up thing is, often it is very polite criticism. It is very, feedback that could be useful to him, actually, if he actually fucking listened to his fans. I was a fan. I still am in some small way, because I see there is hope. He could still change and become less shitty than he's becoming. Everyone sees it. Greg, G-Shred, fuck. Go read your own subreddit. Seriously, go spend half an hour perusing that stuff. They are not happy with you. And one dude who was a G-Shred fan, G-Shred, he actually talked about the fat in the diet issue. And G-Shred left a comment that was very antagonistic, very long, sort of hard to read, typical stuff, right? That was basically destroying this fan, who was just politely saying, hey guys, you need fat in your diet, make sure you have fat in your diet. He wasn't being mean, wasn't being, as loudmouth as me. He was very nice about it. Also that Gigi thing, or Gigi, I don't know how to pronounce her name, she was a huge G-Shred fan. A third of her videos were reviewing G-Shred recipes. She loved G-Shred. And then G-Shred found out that she had mistakenly gotten a fake cookbook and tore her to shreds, literally blackmailing her and forcing her to make positive videos so that he didn't take her other videos down. How messed up is that? Don't do your fans like that, okay? They might make mistakes, they might not say what you want to hear, but don't do them like that. Don't do them that dirty, man. This is literally your business model. Be everywhere in fitness, have all roads lead to you, and just do tons of drama, clickbait, attention-seeking videos, and then spam your extremely overpriced products and services. There, 15 seconds, that is the G-Shred business model. In some ways, it's worse than V-Shred, because people actually take this shit seriously. V-Shred doesn't have any true fans. He just, fools people who don't know fitness. But G-Shred is a whole nother level. When I said you've sunk down to V-Shred's level, you think V-Shred has ever reported a critical video? Josh Brett's video on V-Shred, do you think he reported that? No. But your team did, and that's really fucked up. What can I do? Well, I have a few options, 2 or 3. First, I can take the hit. And that's probably what I'll have to do. I'll have to just have the copyright strike on my channel. And that sucks because this is my livelihood. I put 2,000 hours over the past year into my channel. 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day shooting, B-roll footage, 4 to 5 hours a day editing. I edit all my own videos, every single piece of footage. I have like almost 300 videos this past year. It's a lot of work. It's an unbelievable amount of work. Responding to comments, making thumbnails, everything. It is, a lot of hours per day. Talked to a lot of other big YouTubers. They were all like, this is really fucked up. I've never seen anything like this. You were absolutely in the right. However, if I try to fight it, then it goes to a legal system. This favors the big guy. I don't have legal experience. I'm just a guy making videos that are sometimes critical of other people. I don't know the legal process. I don't know the legal system. And in all likelihood, I don't have the financial resources to go down that road. Plus, it's possible that if it doesn't go well, I could lose my channel. I don't want that to happen. A lot of people are like, wow, I really love your content. I'm binging on your videos recently. And, there's so many good videos, blah, 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 blah. I don't want that resource to potentially get deleted. Because it's helping a lot of people. And it's not just about me at this point. And it's not even about if I'm right, which sucks. It sucks that this is how YouTube is. It favors the bigger channels, it favors the bigger guys, the corporations, the company, and that's basically what is at this point. It's a corporation. It's no longer a person, it is a money-making machine. And I think that's what's happened over the past 6 months. If you look at some of my videos from 6 months ago, I was actually quite positive about G-Shred, as it were. I was a fan. I liked his stuff. I thought that, it was a bit rough around the edges, but I said, he was sort of like necessary to keep all these other motherfuckers in check in the fitness industry. And G-Shred, you've become the very thing you've sought to destroy.
over, G-Shred.
I have the high ground!
You underestimate my power!
Don't try it!
My leg!
You were the chosen one! Bring balance!
To the fitness.
Not leave it in darkness!
Without any exaggeration, that is exactly what has happened. And I hope you're not a lost cause, but just consider the bigger picture and the road that you're actually going down. Alright, so I'll leave it there. Sort of a weird video to make. Hopefully I'll see you guys with more useful, which I like to make, content. Peace!
Buy my training book.